Maitreya continued, after the departure of her parents, the chaste woman Devahuti, who could understand the desires of her husband, served him constantly with great love, as Bhavani, the wife of Lord Shiva, served her husband. Purport. The specific example of Bhavani is very significant. Bhavani means the wife of Bhava, or Lord Shiva. Bhavani, or Parvati, the daughter of the king of the Himalayas, selected Lord Shiva, who appears to be just like a beggar, as her husband. In spite of her being a princess, she undertook all kinds of tribulations to associate with Lord Shiva, who did not even have a house, but was sitting underneath the trees and passing his time in meditation. Although Bhavani was the daughter of a very great king, she used to serve Lord Shiva just like a poor woman. Similarly, Devahuti was the daughter of an emperor, Swayambhuva Manu, yet she preferred to accept Kardama Muni as her husband. She served him with great love and affection, and she knew how to please him. Therefore, she is designated here as Sadhvi, which means a chaste, faithful wife. Her rare example is the ideal of Vedic civilization. Every woman is expected to be as good and chaste as Devahuti or Bhavani. Today, in Hindu society, unmarried girls are still taught to worship Lord Shiva with the idea that they may get husbands like him. Lord Shiva is the ideal husband, not in the sense of riches or sense gratification, but because he is the greatest of all devotees. Vaishnava Namyata Shambhu. Shambhu, or Lord Shiva, is the ideal Vaishnava. He constantly meditates upon Lord Rama and chants Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lord Shiva has a Vaishnava Sampradaya, which is called the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. Unmarried girls worship Lord Shiva so that they can expect a husband who is as good as a Vaishnava as he. The girls are not taught to select a husband who is very rich or very opulent for material sense gratification. Rather, if a girl is fortunate enough to get a husband as good as Lord Shiva in devotional service, then her life becomes perfect. The wife is dependent on the husband, and if the husband is a Vaishnava, then naturally she shares the devotional service of the husband because she renders him service. This reciprocation of service, a love between husband and wife, is the ideal of a householder's life. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shimate Praladananda Swamiti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Kauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shrunavadi Pashite Adesha Tarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Devahuti made a bad deal from material point of view. She was the daughter of the emperor, and princess, very highly situated. The emperor Swayambhuva Manu. We cannot even imagine. Whenever I read this cosmology part from Srimad Bhagavatam, I'm like, okay, that's not for me. It's complicated. So we cannot even imagine how much Swayambhuva Manu was ruling, beyond my capacity. So she was the daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, very qualified. And she chose a husband not very elevated. There's someone, he has this hut, and Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. What? If you go in Zagreb center, you find the daughter of the president or the prime minister or something, like some very so-called elevated personalities. I mean, compared to Swayambhuva Manu, no one is an elevated personality. But anyway, it's fine. And you tell them, you want to find a good husband. Yes. We have someone at the Hare Krishna center. He's chanting Hare Krishna since 1 year. He's really qualified. she will probably look at it, this guy is a bit crazy, you know. But actually, that's how things work. And here, another example given here is Parvati, Sati in her past life. And when I was reading this purport and this mentality of how to distinguish between someone spiritually advanced and someone who is materially prominent, I was thinking, oh, Daksha. Okay, let's talk a bit about Daksha. This is completely Daksha, because Daksha is actually the father of Parvati in her past life, of Sati, and he somehow Lord Brahma told him, you know, you have to give Sati to Lord Shiva, and Daksha was always a bit, you know, because Lord Shiva is a bit non-conventional. He's not very conventional. He's a Vaishnava, but he's not the classical Vaishnava. He's not Tilak, always puja clean. He's he's very advanced, but he has this service of preaching to people in ignorance. So sometimes he's a bit, you know, non-conventional, a bit of skulls, this kind of strange things, you know. That's his bridge preaching, you know. His decoration. Yeah, you know, you want to preach to a certain group. You can. It's usually good to dress like them, you know. Like, yeah, see, I'm one of you. Yeah, now listen. Now shut up and listen. So Lord Shiva is a bit like that, and you will hear. This is in the 4th canto. You have the contrast between Daksha and Shiva. You know, Daksha is this Prajapati. You know, very elevated Prajapati, very materially, you know, high class. Yeah, high class. Yeah. Listen up. Here's the Prajapati Daksha coming. Yes, that's all. Okay. Yeah. Everyone worshipping him. And actually, he does all these sacrifices, but he's somehow he's a materialist, a very elevated personality. And he's forced somehow. Lord Brahma comes to say, hey, your daughter you can give to Lord Shiva as a wife. And he's like, yeah, I mean, Lord Brahma is his father, I think. So you cannot say no to Lord Brahma. But he, you know, like he gives like in this way that he like, yeah, I wouldn't, but okay. So he gives his daughter to Lord Shiva, and he always has this feeling that, oh my God, I really made a bad deal, you know, like I gave this my elevated daughter to this you know, this person, Shiva. So he always has this this idea, and then it gets to the event when this everything explodes. Daksha comes in the assembly at the yagya, and everyone stands up and pays respect to Daksha, and Lord Shiva is just there chanting Hare Krishna. He's meditating on Krishna actually. So he's just he doesn't even see Daksha, you know, like whatever. Daksha came, whatever. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Who cares? So then all this drama unfolds, you know, that Daksha is blaspheming Lord Shiva, and he cannot understand. Okay, this is such an exalted personality. Why? Because he's thinking of Krishna, and that's so exalted. And me, I'm just doing some material, useless things. So this Daksha has this mentality. Okay, success means material success. Success means money, means fame, means adoration, means all this. And so Lord Shiva, he couldn't care less, you know, like he just leaves, and he's very happy when they don't invite him for the next yagya. Okay, I don't have to go to this stupid ceremony. I remember Ananda Prabhu had to go to some ceremony at the Indian embassy, and he put on, he put his dhoti and so on, and he put this over his kurta, put something a bit fancy and so on. And I was talking with him, and he was like, I have to do this, I really have to dress like this, pretend, that good relationships. So anyway, the point is usually a devotee doesn't care to go for these materialistic ceremonies. Who cares, I don't care. I just don't want to be there. Because Vrishabha Prabhu was talking yesterday about the importance of the association of devotees. But also just as important is to avoid association of non-devotees. As when Lord Chaitanya was asked what's the symptom of a devotee, he said asat sanga tyaga vaishnavachara. Symptom is that he avoids non-devotees. He couldn't care less. He doesn't want to associate with strange people. Hear their stupid ideas, make money and influence people. Leadership, personal development, whatever. Who cares? So, and of course, things turned out really bad for Daksha. He eventually lost his head. It's a long story, so we're not gonna go into it. And then he gets this goat head, very humiliated, You're this a very exalted personality, everyone respects you, and then you have a goat head. Like, what? Not very. Probably he lost a bit of his prestige. So that's why he left his body, and then again he becomes Daksha, Prajapati Daksha in his next life. And what does he do? Does he change his mentality? Okay, I have to be materially elevated, and the purpose of life is to get material benefits. Not so much. So then there's this next incident in his next life. Daksha is still a Prajapati. Old habits die hard, as they say. So he still has to procreate, and then he makes 10,000 sons. Daksha means expert in sex, especially in sex. He's expert, very expert. So he gets 10,000 sons. And of course, Daksha is a materialistic, but he's Vedic materialist. So he understands how things work. So he sends them, okay, you go and do some austerities before you procreate, so we get good population, good stuff. Everything is under control. So they go there, and they start tapasya and meditation and holy place, and everything is good, and they get purified. They get so purified, and then Narada Muni feels, they got so purified, why should they engage in material life again? So Narada Muni goes and preaches to them, and they all take sannyas. 10,000 sons were supposed to to grow the population of the whole universe, and now 10,000 sons just disappear. And Daksha is like, wow, that's bad. So he's like, okay. And then round 2, he gets, he makes more sons, 1,000 sons this time. And he's like, okay, that's the process. We have to send them to meditate and do tapasya and this and that. So they go, they start doing some tapasya. They get purified, same place. And Narada Muni comes again, and he's like, you know what your elderly brothers did? Oh, you should follow in the footsteps of your elderly brothers. So they are an easy catch, oh, okay. We have to take sannyas to follow our brothers. Okay. So they also take sannyas. So round 2, failure from Daksha again, And then Narada Muni and Daksha meet, and Daksha is like, oh, okay, I tolerated first time, 10,000 sons, and I tolerated, and now again, this time, I will not tolerate anymore. So of course he curses Narada Muni that he has to travel. He cannot have a fixed residence. And Srila Prabhupada says in the purport that for a preacher it's not so bad, he has to go around anyway and preach, so he has no fixed residence. And of course later Daksha makes daughters. Okay, these daughters are safe because Narada Muni will not come and teach them how to take sannyas. Women usually don't take sannyas. So the point is there's different perspectives. There's a contrast between Daksha on one side, and then you have Lord Shiva and Narada Muni on the other side. Daksha thinks that the success of life is you get married, you get nice children, you get a good house, you live happily in the material world, and later, there's this, he also tells this to Narada Muni. First you get material life, good wife, good things, you enjoy, and then later maybe you take sannyas, no problem, but later, And Lord Shiva and Narada Muni were like, the only purpose, the only useful thing in life is that you advance spiritually. That's the only thing important in life. Everything else, useless. So there's nice different perspectives. So Srila Prabhupada also stresses this perspective in the purport. How to choose a husband. You have some devotees have some daughters, they have to marry their daughters, And how can they choose a husband, They can choose. And also Lord Rishabhadev says one shouldn't become a husband if he's not willing to liberate his dependents. This verse gives more categories. But he says that the whole purpose of choosing a husband is like choosing a guru. You're actually choosing a guru, because that's the role of the husband in Vedic culture. So if you choose a guru, the criteria should be that he's Krishna conscious. That's it. That's the criteria. He might be rich, he might be poor, he might be beautiful, he might be not so beautiful, he might sing nicely, have a this very nice voice, or maybe not. But the qualification of the guru is that he's Krishna conscious. So Devahuti here she's actually very intelligent. She understands, okay, I give up my materially opulent life, and I go and serve this saint. And she, we'll see later, she does quite some austerities, like for a princess, she's used to stay in the palace, She comes from a very rich background, and she comes to the Hare Krishna movement, and she lives in the temple, and sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's warm, They give you a lot of service, they give you prasadam at least, and they send you out for Sankirtan. Sometimes people are nice, sometimes not so nice. Quite some austerities she's doing. But, okay, But, then what does she get for all these austerities? Of course, she gets what she wants, which is material enjoyment. No, because Kardama Muni actually has these mystic powers, although he's just chanting Hare Krishna. He also has these powers, can influence some energies. Oh, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So Kardama Muni actually is able to give her some material enjoyment. And Devahuti enjoys with Kardama Muni for some times, and then what happens? She laments. She's like, oh my God, I'm so stupid, so silly, I had this exalted personality. He could have taught me about Krishna. He could have taught me about Krishna consciousness. I could have gone back home, back to Godhead, and we just enjoyed some material life, and then he's just he got me some children, and he's living, and I didn't take this opportunity. Oh, that's so sad, like that's of course, luckily her son happened to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Happened, So somehow she got the benefit of all this. But yeah, we can make some points from all this. One main point is that spiritualist, when you get in contact with a spiritual person, he can offer you spiritual benefits. That's what he's offering. The Hare Krishna movement will not teach you how to be healthy, wealthy, this and that, how to have a better wife. Might happen. These things might happen. Or might happen that your material life will be worse. It might be better, might be worse. You don't know. No. Of course, we don't tell this to people when they come first time. Yeah, you just come and chant and be happy. You'll get a nice wife, no problem. And usually devotees are well off, are actually well off, and everything is provided for the mission. You go out and preach, everything is there. You see so many places. Wherever there's preaching, everything is somehow, it's okay. Things are provided, no problem. No preaching, little problems. Or you might get problems, material life. You have King Anga. He didn't get the best wife. Happened to be the daughter of the dead personified. And he got a very nice son, Maharaj Vena, who was a real rascal. So that was Krishna's benediction on him. He was such a rascal. It was just you heard about King Vena? No, when he was little, he used to play with his playmates, and sometimes he would kill them, just to have fun. And everyone was, and King Anga tried to teach him this way, that way, this amazing devotee, Maharaj Anga. And then at some point he said, no, okay, that's it, I had enough. And he just leaves and goes to the forest. And sometimes Krishna might help you to be more serious in Krishna consciousness, like that, like he might destroy your material life. Like Srila Prabhupada, he had one business, two business. He was supposed to be very successful in material life, but Krishna just destroyed his business. Like, hey, I don't care about your business. You have to take sannyas and you have to preach. So sometimes when you come to Krishna consciousness, you might have this experience. Sorry. Sorry for the bad news. So the Krishna consciousness movement, actually what it has to offer is, we offer people a process by which they can go back home, back to Godhead. That's all. And if you go home back to Godhead, then everything is good. You can take as much halva as you can, and you don't have any digestion problems. You don't get fat. Everything is perfect. Everyone is nice. Everyone is nice in the spiritual world. You cannot, it's not, and that's it. And until you get there, there might be some challenges until you get back to Godhead. On the road, the material world is meant to give you some suffering. We were with Lamanchita Prabhu, we wanted to go in the center of Zagreb. So much, harassing, You try to park there, but it's, you cannot park here because it's for the police and so on. You try to park before and go by tram, no, but this is not free. This, so much problems, and it's meant to be like that, we went on the highway. We were joking that entrance on the highway is free, Exit is not free, but to enter the highway, that's free. So material world is like that, and it's meant to be like that. Always some harassing, Always say, "Hey, are you happy here?" Yes. Okay, we're gonna solve that out. Yeah, take this. Are you still happy here? So material world is like that. It's no way. And if we practice Krishna consciousness, we'll not escape problems. It's not that there will be, like Vrishabha Prabhu will say, that there will be a huge rain in the center, but wherever Romanchita Prabhu is, there will be just sunny, like the sun, the clouds will part. Sometimes might happen, but usually it won't happen like this. What Krishna consciousness will give you is that you'll be detached. You couldn't care less, like, yeah, okay, right. Yeah, good days, bad days, Pandavas have lots of problems. Maharaj Parikshit had some problems, get Krishna's benediction. By Krishna's arrangement, you are cursed to die in 7 days. Enjoy your Krishna consciousness. Chant and be happy, Prabhu. That's not how it works, So, but what you get something better, You go for Sankirtan, Here in Zagreb, it's really, it's tough. People are usually not so nice, and they are very like, I don't like your religion, They have to tell you, I don't like what you're doing. Okay, good. Thank you for telling us. And you have many people like that every day, So from material perspective, you would say, this is horrible life, like, why would you do that? But you come back from Sankirtan and you're happy. You look, Lamanchita is coming, how was your day today? Well, this guy cursed me, this guy wanted to punch me in the nose, this guy was like this, and how are you? Very good, very happy, no, it's nice, good day, we had a good day. And then you can't understand this, like unless you have this experience. Because the point is that Krishna is happy with you. And then you're happy. Like, couldn't care less. Yeah, problems, of course. Jai, no problem. So that's what Krishna consciousness can offer, like chant and be happy is not exactly how is in the commercial, books on yoga and meditation, how to get free from stress. Vaisheshika Prabhu says, these books on yoga, you get free from stress. Not really. You don't care about stress, you stress for Krishna, and life is, everything is smooth. From Ruchi, probably. From Ruchi, Nishta, Ruchi, then everything is chant and be happy. And until then, ups and downs. So, and sometimes Anartha Nivriti feels like you have a truck You're sitting, and then there's a truck coming, and on your back, slow, and then he goes forward, and then he passes you, and then you see, he puts the reverse gear. And he comes back. And sometimes Anartha Nivriti might feel like that. So if you feel like that in Krishna consciousness, it's good. You're making some progress. No problem. Don't worry. It's all right. It's normal. So you learn to tolerate, So the point is, until you get to this eternal happiness, there is some problems, some purification that needs to happen, and it's normal, And if you come to Krishna consciousness looking for happiness, you might be really frustrated. You might even get frustrated. There will be some happiness, but you might be frustrated. And if you come to Krishna consciousness that, okay, I come, I want to follow the process, that I have a duty to perform, and I'm doing my duty, then life is easy, life is good. You'll be also happy, Romanchita. I have to go for Sankirtan. Yeah, joy. Yeah, I'm happy. Good, no problem. Are you happy? I don't know if I'm happy. I'm good. So the point is, we shouldn't look for some material happiness. We shouldn't preach to people that, okay, we're here, we offer you eternal happiness. We do offer eternal happiness, but not in the material world. And so we should, when we preach, a bit direct. Krishna connect. We'll offer you Krishna. Not many people will come. I don't know how many people came yesterday. Some people came. 3, 4. It's like that, You market, we will teach you how to make 1 million euros. Everyone will come, Yeah, joy. Okay. You'll feel a full room. You preach, tell people, we'll teach you how to become Krishna conscious. Few intelligent people will come. But actually, if you compare eternal happiness with $1 million, that's $1 million, what's useless, Would you give your Krishna consciousness for $1 million? No, if you're intelligent, no. Who cares about $1 million? So, also, you have demigods, You see life in the heavenly planets, life is good for some time. And then Vritrasura comes, then so many demons come, so many problems. Indra has so many problems, So compared to this, whatever material world can give you, Krishna consciousness can give you a lot more. If you have if you have 1 million euros, and someone will offer you say, I can offer you €1 instead of your 1 million euro. You say, come on, get lost. So there is this story about this. I just saw in the library this salted bread book. You read it? It's good. This is what Krishna consciousness can offer you. There's these devotees. They join in Soviet Russia, Soviet Union. It was like that in Georgia somewhere, and they went out for book distribution, and then they were caught by the police, and they were deported in Siberia. And this devotee was there in Siberia, and he made some japa beads out of bread, from bread. Yeah, and then from bread he made his japa beads, and he was continuing chanting. And then when when he left his body, the day he left his body, he made some dhoti out of some bed sheet. And he was living with non-devotees. They had no idea what's going on. And these non-devotees who were living with him, they're explaining what happened. And he somehow made some tilak, and he was chanting, and he was so in ecstasy, And this guy was looking at, hey, why are you so happy? And Then he realized, oh, he left his body already. He went back home, back to Godhead. Or, I don't know where he went, but he was extremely blissful when he left his body, Maybe he went back home, back to Godhead. So this Krishna consciousness offers you this possibility. Your material life will be good or bad, who cares? But that's you can get home back to Godhead. And you should choose these people to guide you, your mentors, your friends, your seniors, or someone who can help you go back home, back to Godhead. And everything else, it's like that. Who cares, That's... okay, I'll stop here. There's some comments, questions. Devarshi Narada Prabhu.
Comments? Srila Prabhupada lost many jobs, and this look like business not going well, and I don't know how you get this wealth and opulence, and it's not going well, your business material. But from one side, when he take renunciation and sannyas, he was one of more rich men in the world, because he is like a director of corporation, ISKCON, and ISKCON have lots of buildings, like I don't know, in New York, 11 floors buildings, and from Madhava temple in Bombay, and around the world, so many
Big corporation.
Big corporation, but
wealthy.
He's on the top. His companies look like, or if we look today, like example Manchita, he have his personal driver most of the time. He's living in a house of €1 million. When you see somebody in the street, where you are living, or you are on flat, or you are renting, and oh no, it's my flat. The whole cost, I don't know, €100,000. Oh, I'm living in €1 million building. Can you imagine? It's look like renunciation, but from other side, it's look like competition that Krishna will, what more you renounce, Krishna will give you more.
Yeah, there's many cases like this. You have Prahlad Maharaj and his father, who is this big demon who somehow has the whole universe. He's telling him, now you don't follow in my footsteps, and you had the opportunity to inherit the whole universe, practically speaking. And then after all the incidents happen, he actually becomes a great king, And you have Devahuti. She's renouncing everything, and she gets, so much material enjoyment that, it's inconceivable. Swayambhuva Manu couldn't offer that, probably, So sometimes it might happen, but devotees, as you said, usually the more renounced you are, the more you get, because you don't care, I don't want anything from you, sometimes you meet for Sankirtan, you go to, and you say to people, you just give a donation. And they open their wallet and they give 50, give a big donation. Because you don't care, you're there to serve. I'm here to serve Krishna, I don't care. And they give you, wow, this. So probably the more you renounce, the more, the point is, Krishna is like if you have a child, you give him €2 and you see how he uses it. And then you give him €5 and you see how he uses it. And you give him €10 and you see how he uses it. And if you see, he's very responsible, he uses it very nice, okay, I'll give you €100. Let's see how he uses it. No, I give you 1,000, no problem, So Krishna is also like this. He's whatever is needed for the preaching, he says, okay, you're this Lakshmi to preach, okay, if you give him more, you'll preach more. Yes, okay. How much? So yeah, that's the experience. It's true. Okay. Anything else? Okay.
One question. Okay. So you said this first part of developing bhakti is painful, like truck going on.
Some parts are.
But what is actually making it painful in all this process? Because
Yeah, what's making it painful, this anartha, this purification, is that we like our anarthas. So we don't want to, and I mean our mind, we like to. So many bad habits we have in the past. So,
it sounds. Can I comment?
yeah.
It sounds for me like what? Okay, what's the scariest thing that can happen? Okay, you can, I don't know, stay without money, job, or things that.
Yeah,
you
that's
are
also there's.
not attached, or
That's externally, but always the mind will, the mind will be. Sometimes you really have a bad day, and your mind is like, and you have a headache, and you're like, and the point is, if you're really intelligent and really convinced, then you just tolerate. Yeah, bad days, okay. It's the truck day, Jai. And you just continue, that's where the difference is, because between there's this utsahamai, beginner's enthusiasm, oh, life is good, Krishna consciousness is so nice, Jai. And then some problems come, and intelligent people just continue, okay, Krishna consciousness, I decided I want to do this, I want to go back home, back to Godhead, and whatever it takes, no problem. And I'll just continue and do my duty. And if you have this mood, if you have this strong conviction that Krishna consciousness is what you're looking for, then you can go through anything, Manidhar Prabhu was in Ljubljana. He was saying that he came to Krishna consciousness, and so many things happened in the Germany of early Krishna consciousness. It was not the cultured devotees that we have now. But he had this conviction, okay, I'm not going back home. I'm not going out of the temple. Whatever it takes, whatever happens, I'm not going home. Finish, I'm not going to my crazy life from before. So if you have this conviction, then, doesn't matter. Just, so yeah, that's why you have to associate with devotees who have this conviction, and associate with Prabhupada who has this conviction. And when you get this conviction, life is, bad days, good days. Today is a bad day. Okay. So Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki